I'm Denise, mother, wife, and serial entrepreneur with my hands in a bunch of different pots. If it's one thing I learned about business, it's that you don't win without war. There's always going to be struggle, and only the innovative survive. And two, you don't know what you don't know. So leveling up takes a wealth of knowledge. I'm going to show you how to manifest your dreams in multiple areas of your life by speaking to those who already have the blueprint and they're willing to drop those jewels. So join me as we go on this journey to manifesting our higher self and living the life we want.
And then you have the drink exhibit A. My statue was locally made by a Detroit artist named Austin Bradley. And then you have all Detroit artists. Right now we have Picasso, Danny. Rublo was all through the dressing room. And then you got exhibit B with Danny and Picasso again. And Lady J, the painter, did all of the wall thing. The DR.
The exhibit stuff? Oh, no,
She did the DR. And also, this guy from Detroit too. The guy that knew the sign. His first craft creation. So,
Tell me about the beginning stages of Dream Rich.
the beginning stages were hard. I moved all the way to Miami, and away from here, away from Detroit, because I felt like I needed a new environment. I had the name already. I had already started making hoodies, but it just wasn't it for me. So I'm like, this ain't it. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. And I went to Miami and moved with my sister. Slept on her living room floor for a year and a half, and figured it out. Like I came up with a whole new way to bring t-shirts back, and it was called Dye Sublimation. And I met a guy there, and he ended up being my manufacturer for about 2 years. And I brought it back home. I ended up coming, something tragic happened to one of my friends, and when it happened to him, he was like one of my biggest supporters. He was my ex-boyfriend, but he was currently my friend at the time, and it kind of took me for a loop. So I just moved back home, and I came here, and I did I had 50 t-shirts sold out same day. That's when I knew, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the clothing? Like, what made you want to have a clothing line to begin with?
I always get people dressed. I've always been the person my brothers call, my friends call, like, D, should I wear this with this? Should I wear this with this? So that was always my thing. And as a young girl, I was making purses. I was cutting up True Religion jeans and making them into purses. So it's always been a thing for me. Me personally, just getting dressed. So
Right.
now I was like, oh, I can make money by getting other people dressed.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. So
Okay. So now, like, take me back even further. Like, as you were growing up, what was your background like? Because I know a lot of us, as you know, when we come from urban areas, we have sometimes it's like a single family household, or sometimes finances are really tight, and it makes it hard for us to be able to live our dreams and stuff. So what was your upbringing like? Like, did you have the support system behind you when you decided you wanted to do t-shirts or a clothing line?
yeah, my mom supported me 100% on my move, everything. She knew that it was, because it was a lot going on with my friends then. So I've personally encountered a lot of my obstacles were death. I lost a lot of people young. I lost my brothers, my cousins. I was losing people, and I just didn't understand why. Like that was probably the hardest thing growing up for me. Being from Detroit was grieving and trying to be somebody at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I financially, my mom made it happen. She was a single mother, but with 3 kids, but raised everybody else's kids. My mom had a house full of, it was like 13 kids in a 3-bedroom house.
Wow.
She put back rooms in the basement. So I've always had a bunch. I'm actually learning how to be by myself at older, because I always was with a bunch of
being around
people.
people.
Exactly. So financially, she made it happen, and I learned how to hustle when she couldn't make it happen. Like I've always had brothers and cousins. They would be gambling. They'd be doing different stuff, and I go walk right in the middle of their party.
Right.
I need some money, and I need this, and I need that. So, and getting A's and B's and stuff like that. So, and around 14, I started having seizures.
Oh, really?
Yep. So that probably was a transition for me. Having seizures and not being a normal girl no more. Because it's almost like you're popular, but I'm on the cheer team. I'm on all these teams, and I got to be careful because I might fall out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Which everybody supported it. I wasn't really getting picked with, but I just felt different.
Right.
So, because it's 14, you gotta think, like, I'm not having these my whole life. At 14 years old, I'm in high school.
Yeah, that's really young.
Yeah, so I'm passing out everywhere, and it's just like, why am I passing out? So,
do you still have seizures?
no, I haven't had a seizure since 22.
Oh, that's amazing.
They were triggered by their stress-related seizures.
Yeah.
So a lot of people be like, why you don't stress about stuff? I don't. I don't. Listen, if it's gonna stress me out, I don't need it.
Right. That's true.
So it's just no reason to stress. I just look at life differently. Like, I forgive people. I move forward, because if I hold on to anything, that could change my life and get, you know.
That's true.
And me going through that from 14 to 22, I don't want to go through that no more. I don't like hospitals. So people be like, I get into it with my friends all the time. Why are you like that? You just don't. You let everybody do you any kind of way. No, I know not to deal with them no more. I just don't deal with them how you would deal with them. I don't dwell on things. So that's how I'm able to progress in life. That's how I'm able to move forward, because I know what my past was like. So
yeah, I get that. So now, so you're saying that when you got ready to do your clothing line, your mom helped you out financially, right?
No, I mean, no one helped me out financially. My little brother, which he passed away. My little brother and my best friend. My little brother gave me $200 out of his Chrysler check, and my best friend paid for my logo. Wow. But I was struggling in Miami.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have no money. I tried to do my first release by pre-order.
So that you could get the money up front.
Exactly. And then that didn't work out.
Right.
Nobody bought
Nobody
nothing.
knew you at that time, right?
They didn't know me in Miami, but they knew me at home. But no one, I was on Facebook and stuff trying to get people to buy it. They wasn't buying it. They wasn't having it. So it was like, okay. So when I came back, I used my last check from my job in Miami. And I bought the shirts.
Cool. And so you were selling them out of your trunk?
Yep. My mom's trunk, because I was driving my mom's car. I was driving her Maxima. I was pulling up everywhere like, look, I got these T-shirts, and the T-shirt is actually on my wall. I'll show y'all that later.
Okay.
My first T-shirt ever. I look at it now like, how did I sell that shirt for $50?
So the shirt was $50?
It was $50, yeah. Right. So I sold them for $50 in 2004. This was 2015. Because I started in 2014. But 2015, I did my first release. Yep.
So now you went from T-shirts to a whole clothing line. You have joggers, your sweatsuits, you got jackets, jeans, like everything, and it's so dope. How did that transition? Like, what was that like, going from T-shirts to a whole brand now, like to a whole line of clothing?
Wanting something different. The whole idea of wanting something different. The T-shirts was working, but I mean, it became an oversaturated market. Once you bring stuff somewhere, I had people doing rest in peace shirts the way I did them, but no one made their own brand out of the Dice of Innovation shirt. So I was the first person in Detroit to do my own brand on a shirt. So when I did my own brand, I just started seeing more people doing it. More people doing it. More people doing it. So now it's oversaturated. So now I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can still do the T-shirts, but it's like, everybody's doing a release when I'm doing it. Everybody's doing. One of my friends called me like, D, drop a shirt. Watch this. Let me show you something. Let me show you how influential you are.
Right.
And when I dropped the shirt, he was like, look, my phone didn't stop ringing.
Oh, wow.
So everybody was really just waiting on me to make the bait, and they was coming right after me afterwards. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine to look up to people.
When you're a leader, that's how it happens.
And that's how it goes. So it was just like, all right, so now it's something new. And now it's the same with the having a brand, but it to me it's a passion. It's more this means something to me. Dream Rich mean way more to me than people would even know. You know what I'm saying? So when I came to do it, now that I have a brand, it's like everything is my brand. Like now the rebrand is even more. I've been doing this for 6 years now, so it's like this consistency. People look at it and think it's easy, but just to stay consistent and not fall off and go through life struggles with a brand.
Since you've been open for 6 years, a lot of clothing companies, or not a lot of people who start with T-shirts, they just sell T-shirts. They never advance anything else, or they die down after a while, like, and they just kind of stop. What was your transition like to get to the next level? So do you, like, for instance, do you go out and pick your own materials? Do you look into like the way your stitching is done, like how all of that whole process of the clothing so that your look is different than other people's look? Yeah,
I try to always advance and stay fresh. Make sure you into what's going on in fashion. Like if you're not into what's going on in fashion, you kind of gonna be like always stagnant. You're gonna be doing the same thing constantly, but you're gonna wonder why is it wearing off? Fashion changes every 2 to 3 years. Every 10 years you do a big change, but every 2 to 3 you going from extra tight jeans to, they want them a little looser fit, or they want this a little, they joggers. So you just got to pay attention to what trends are going on, because sometimes stuff are just a trend and some stuff will last forever. Right. Jogging suits is never going out of style. Right. It's just the style of the jogging suit that changes. You know what I'm saying? So trying to make sure your brand, I like having an urban streetwear brand. I like having streetwear because it doesn't change. Right. People going to always want to throw something on. I'm a throw on type of person. So I made it easier for myself. And then picking out my fabric, no, I actually do get certain fabrics and send it to my manufacturer. I send them to them because they're overseas. Okay. Especially now with the pandemic, it's kind of harder to actually pick fabric out and go meet these people. So I can't wait to have a manufacturing company own a percentage of one. Yes, so that way it's different. Like this is I'm running this.
So you pick out. So how do you actually make a outfit? Like you pick out the fabric, you send it to your manufacturer.
Yeah, I'll tell them like the next set of jogging suits, make them like this. Or it's different ones. It's like you got 4% of this and 10% of this. Yeah, I start learning the percentages. Yes. So once you learn the percentages and you're able to tell them exactly, they know exactly what you're talking about. So, and if it's something that I might have bought, I'll send it to them so that they can find me this piece of fabric.
So like if you get like a pair of pants that you really like and you like the fit, you'll send it to them and say make it like just like how this fabric is. The percentage on this like 4% spandex or 4% polyester.
Exactly like that. And I always tell them like this is a medium. So now we're gonna detour a small, medium, large, like that. Right,
got you. So your manufacturer is overseas. Who else do you use? Like you use a manufacturer to put it together? Do you need?
Now I have more than one designer that I have helped me with ideas. I am a person that have all the ideas in her head. Yes. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to do nothing of that. I'm just like the brains behind my brand. I call and be like, look, I want this with that and this with that. Yeah. And most of these guys couldn't pull it out of me. I got 3 people that actually pulls it out of me. From the time I started, my actual girl on a shirt was a girl in a cloud. I described that to him. Piece by piece, and he made it just like that. So now I have a newer designer and he does it the same way, because the rebrand is now, because we are sitting in the art museum. Right. I rebranded Dream Rich Exclusive Art Museum is a brand and it's where fashion meets art. Right. So and locally we have a lot of talent and I just wanted to put it all in one place. So to bring all these Detroit local artists in here, and then later on in the year, I'll be basically having art shows here, and I'll do a collab with every artist that does an art show.
Super dope. So you start with your designer. They design the look first. Then you send that with your fabric to your manufacturer to put it on the clothes. Yep. And then what's the next step in that process?
Just waiting on the process. It's like 7 to 14 days. Okay. For everything to be made up, because you giving them a mock-up with every detail, where you got the logos on this side, you got a logo right here, like this is one of my flannels, this is designed right here, then I got this is my Paint the City Rich flannel, and it says Paint the City Rich on the back. So stuff like that. So just actually having the color schemes and everything ready, and you send them an exact mock-up so they don't get nothing wrong.
And then they send you the quantity that you want. Like if you're producing 50 of those shirts, they send 50 shirts back to you. Exactly. Just in that color or whatever color.
And whatever color I tell them. Yeah.
Okay. Why pick a manufacturer overseas? Did you feel like was it less expensive? They knew more. Why pick a manufacturer overseas?
That was the first option I had. Okay. So I just tried it. And one of my first manufacturers, I still deal with him today. He still gives me awesome customer service. He's been splendid. Like it's no reason not to deal with him.
Okay, so you have multiple of everything, multiple designers, multiple manufacturers.
Yeah. Or you just now I do. Nope, multiple.
Why?
Because it's my 5th year anniversary. I lost almost $100,000
because someone
dealing with customs.
What they were supposed to.
Nope. Custom stuff was coming. Stuff didn't make it. Stuff stayed stuck in customs. They were sending me videos of my stuff never coming. It's like it's not coming. 30 days. It may come. It may not. Paying duty fees, and I was like, what is going on? That was my first time experiencing that, but it was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So
was that like the biggest thing or tragedy or issue that you had with your clothing, your brand, is like the custom part?
Yeah.
Or what other issues do you run into?
Customs was probably the biggest issue I have had now. Customs was the biggest one, and it had me down for a year. It was like I was throwing fashion shows and didn't have nothing. I was going to my closet, pulling out my stuff. Like, here, y'all, put this on. Calling my old models, like, you got that old jogging suit?
Yeah.
That's how I made it work. I made it work just because, I mean, I believe in everything happened for a reason. There was a lesson in that. And
that's right.
Be more prepared. That was my lesson in that. Stop waiting. Don't order your stuff and just be dependent on that. So that's why I got multiple manufacturers. That's why
they're in different locations, right?
No, yep, they're all in different places. I have Pakistan. I have one in China. I have one. I'm working with one now in India. So I'm working in different places.
Do you travel there to meet with them to see what the type of factory they have, or
no? I haven't yet. Okay. Actually, I haven't yet. I have not seen. I don't think I'm going to Pakistan. I don't think I'm going over there.
Not interested.
Nah, I don't know if I want to go to Pakistan.
I hear you.
I don't know all the story. I don't know if I want to go over there, but I'll go to India, China, and all of that. But I can't wait to go over there. But Pakistan.
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel you on that. I was just wondering because I know sometimes people travel to see, like, they want to see where it's happening, like on site.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to do that. I really I love to travel and stuff like that. I cannot wait. You see, I want to have part ownership in one. But when we were going to China this year, this is when COVID happened.
Yeah,
we were going to China. We were about to go actually over there, and
shut it
here
down.
Come Corona.
Yeah. So, and Corona has been an issue for a lot of small business owners.
Yeah.
So how has your business adjusted to the pandemic? Like, I know your store was closed for a minute, right?
No, I haven't had to close since I was open.
Oh, okay.
Because when I opened up November 8th, they did a minor shutdown here, but no retail had to close.
Okay, cool.
So, since I opened in November 8th, my hard part is bringing people in now. I feel like more people are scared to come outside.
Yeah. That's true.
So now
a lot of online ordering then?
The online ordering, I don't really. When the pandemic first started in March and May, March through May, I made a lot of money online off T-shirts. I started back selling T-shirts.
Yeah.
So that was the motivation in the pandemic, because like I told you, the year before that I was going through a hardship.
Right.
So it was like, oh, I can sell T-shirts again. Yeah. So I went back to where I started, and it motivated me to come back into everything else.
Yeah.
So once I got that motivation, I just was like, okay, now it's time to get a store. Let's work. And I got the store. Now my issue to this day is now marketing the store.
Right. Okay.
Making sure I'm working online and in the store. Just balance.
Yes.
Now it's my balance.
Right.
That's what I'm working on.
I was just about to ask you about marketing. Like, how do you market your clothes? Because I know you mentioned your fashion show, and you have a big fashion show. I seen it online last year. I'm like, I'm coming to the next show.
Yes.
Which I will
be.
August. I will be there. I will be here. I promise that. But I know that that's a great way to market, especially for fashion. You get people out, and you could do a lot of pre-sales, pre-releases, and stuff. How else do you market other than that?
Besides the fashion show, Instagram and word of mouth. Street. Now I'm working on billboards. Now I got a whole marketing. I'm working on a whole marketing plan now. So the rebrand, within the next couple weeks, you're gonna see the transition from the storefront. Everything that I actually wanted to do, I'm about to do it. So commercials. I always been big on making promo videos and stuff. I always make a nice video to let people know what's coming up, and people love that because Instagram, everybody's running to it all the time. So I drop funny videos. I just do different stuff. Now I'm about to get into the other things that's running on the internet. The internet is cool, but I want my online presence to be immaculate. I feel like I got the streets. This was something hard. A lot of people don't get the streets.
Right.
So I got the streets. So with having the streets, now it's time I need to go market. I need to be everywhere. I need to be worldwide. So that now the journey is to get every city that I'm not in. So that's what I'm working on.
Maybe getting some high profile names.
Yep.
Rocking Dream Bridge and referencing Dream Bridge.
Yeah, because all the Detroit rappers, everybody else, I get their support. There's nobody here who support I don't get.
Right.
So now we're about to now we're gonna run into these big guys, and but Detroit is on the map for rap.
Yeah.
So our hip hop world is actually blowing up right now. Detroit as a whole, the culture is blowing up. So these guys are taking their fashion with them. They're taking everything with them. So right now Detroit has the eyes. They got everybody in the industry eyes. So it's actually like a plus right now. So.
Yeah. So you didn't experience any like lack of support when you came out? You had your friends and your people and everybody was just
one thing I can never say is nope.
That's amazing.
Everybody supports me.
Yeah.
Some more than most, but my city supports me. Yes. I've yet to feel like I'm not supported. Now that I don't get that, so I can't really help people when it comes to that, because I I put my face out here and I go. But I've always through parties, and I give love. I'm my thing is love. So if I give out love, I receive all the same love. So if it was a amount of hate, and you know, hate is everywhere. Yeah. It doesn't bother me because there's so much love pouring in. Like my friends get to the point where they be like, "Girl, stop having me. I'm tired of coming to your events." Like, girl, you have too many events. But it's just like I like to stay. Yeah. When once you putting it in their face, I feel like anybody with a brand and you want something done, put it in their face. The more you put it in their face, it means
how many Fashion Nova emails you get a day. You
exactly. And by that time you be like, oh, I'll buy something. Right. I do that with Fashion Nova. Be like, okay, 40% off, 80% off. Wait, hold on. You know, so putting it in their face is a real good marketing strategy. I put it in their face naturally when I started. Like, people are like, oh, you only give your clothes to rappers. I went through that. Yeah. And it was like, no, I don't. These just don't happen to be my friends. Right. Like, they really happen to be my friends. And then I got Peasy and it's Peasy and a couple other people. They actually was me introducing me to people. Like I would be at concerts with them and it was like, oh yeah, this is such and such. She got this. Yeah. You know, so I got it's a lot of Detroit rappers that kind of put me in better positions. Like as far as helping me build my own brand, like just being with them, just being their friend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's dope too. Now tell me about your logo because this is your logo.
He's here. One of those guys.
How did you come up? Well, first of all, how did you come up with the name Dream Rich and your logo? Like
I was riding in a car with one of my friends. I was like, I wanted to do a nonprofit starting. I wanted to do something called Dream Big, and I was like, nah, Dream Big, that ain't it. I'm like, Dream Rich. Everybody dream rich, and they were just looking at me like, yeah, that's sweet. I'm like, Dream Rich. So, and then the ultimate, when I started it was to be rich in all things. Yes. Not just, when we talking about rich, everybody has a dream to be rich, but your rich and my rich may be different. Right. So, when you talk about Dream Rich, what do you mean? So, I mean rich in success, happiness, love, everything. Money is like, we want all the things money can't buy, honestly. Because when you got all those things, money comes naturally. Right. But that's true. And that's just a lesson that I want to teach eventually. And that's where Dream Rich, that's the whole meaning of Dream Rich to me. So
that's dope. And then, so how did you come up with the bear? Like, what made you think that would go well with the name Dream Rich?
I don't know. I really came up with him for kids. And I just wanted him to be something that kids looked at and liked. And it ended up being bigger than that. Like everybody ended up like, like right now I'm arguing with people, put him back on the clothes. It's like, no, he'll come back on exclusively, but he's not coming back on y'all clothes. He was not meant for y'all. Right. He was meant strictly for the kids.
That's true. So you have a kids line.
Yes.
And an adult line.
Yep. And Dream Rich is Dream Rich still, but I call them the Dream Kids. So like not like they're the new kids jogging suits. They have motivational quotes on them. Oh, that's so cool. everything on their jogging suit has like a saying. Yeah. Some people probably not even reading it, but it says something on these kids jogging suits. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that. So you had the brand first, or you had the clothing line first, and you were running that just online because you just opened the store.
I was in the streets. I was hands on.
My
online sales was okay, honestly, but. I was doing a release once every 2 weeks, and I was selling out in 3 days. Wow. So that has been it was so hard for me to get online because I didn't even know how to stop selling out. My biggest thing was not telling people no. So it was like, to me, my struggles as a youth, something finally came through to make me just be like, this is it. And that's what Dream Rich is to me. It was like dang, you know how much I went through? Feeling different and all that, and I was different this whole time, and it was just I didn't finish college with all my friends, you know what I'm saying? So when this came, it was like, oh, I got something, and this, you know what I'm saying? So when this came about, it just was like, oh, this is natural. I was selling out so fast, it made it so hard to do online. Yeah, like how am I gonna put stuff to the side for online if I'm selling everything out?
Yeah, so and that's like right away.
Exactly, and the store came a year ago, but I couldn't get a location. The Dream Rich Exclusive Art Museum came. I just couldn't find nothing, and this ended up coming about during the pandemic because one of my friends has a store next door, and I'm like, "What's going on right there?" And when I was on their head every day about this location. Like, I need a location just so I can be more organized because I'm getting older, and meeting people it becomes dangerous. Yes, you know, you don't never know what people may think you have, and this is Detroit, like. Yeah. nothing. And I love Detroit. I love where I'm from, but it's dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't ever know who's watching you. You don't never know. You can say, oh, I'm safe, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
You know. So I just was like, I would rather play it safe and give me a location.
Can't do the car-to-car sales. Have you ever had experienced anything like that? Like while you were doing the car-to-car sales, like
No.
someone tried to do anything? Okay, so that's good.
Nope, I didn't know, and that's because I really got friends and brothers and people that if I feel so like, can you ride with me today?
Yeah.
Come ride with me today.
Okay.
So I always played it safe as much as I could, but it's just old. When I was getting old, it's not. If everybody know you want to pull up, then you never know what this person may be thinking. Some people go through hard times. So.
Yeah.
The Dreamers Fact: serving size 1 teaspoon, determination 100, never giving up 100%, ambition 100%, faith 100%, success 100%, and dedication. The daily value tells you how to become rich while chasing a dream. All servants must be 100%. You must believe in yourself and let nothing come in between that. That's something I stick by.
What's going on, fitness fam? It's 2021, and this is the year that you bring back your sexy. If you need to lose some unwanted weight, if you want to get in shape, build muscle, I'm the man for you, Sean Beta Trainer. Go to SeanBetaTrainer.com and hit me up. 973-851-2513 is the number. Don't delay. Go to the website. Go to Instagram or Facebook at SeanBetaTrainer.com. You'll get some of that apparel. We have power greens for you for your wellness, as well as nutritional coaching and everything that you need. It's 2021. Let's make this year a great one. Sean Beta Trainer.